And I've always liked this type of little utility thing for the Mac. Like things, like I said, things that change them. I'm making tons of money. I made this cool thing. And it's like, to give one example, which I don't think Apple will make, but like you mentioned clipboard history, right? I think clipboard history has broad appeal if implemented well. There are lots of third-party applications that implement it. I can't live without it. Apple could build that into the system. I still think I wouldn't like their implementation as much as the third-party ones, but it would be cool to just know that every Mac out there has clipboard history in some fashion. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're making a really good clipboard history manager, like I use PasteSpot, I think it's really good, you have to be aware. It could be that despite you making this happen and maybe making lots of money off of it, at any point, Apple could decide this year we're going to add that to the OS, and that's just the price of doing business when you're extending the system. And it's true of applications, too. You know, if you make, a thing that lets you read articles later, Apple could add that feature to its applications, and, you know.
Could and did.
What can you do?
You could keep going because nobody uses it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Just because they added it to the operating system doesn't mean people still won't watch your fancier, much more configurable version, but you never know.
Well, congrats, John. I hope you earn enough money for a wheel for your...
No, I can't afford a wheel. I just want a bracket that holds hard drives.
Not even one wheel? You can't do one wheel?
If they sold the wheels individually, that'd be nice. You could go on like a payment plan.
I mean, you'd be a little lopsided for a while.
Every 6 months, you get one wheel for $100.
Oh, my goodness.
We are sponsored this week by Bombas. Working out is hard. It's always been hard. Even when it's easy, it's still pretty hard. Bombas socks can't change that, but they could make it more comfortable. If this year your theme or your resolution is to get fit, start by getting socks that can keep up every step of the way. You do a lot of things to stay active, lots of different things. So Bombas made lots of different performance socks designed from everything from running to hiking to cycling and more. If you're very into sports, or if you're planning to get very into sports, Bombas can help there with performance socks and styles made specifically for basketball, tennis, running, golf, and more there too. These are made with a lightweight polycotton blend, which means no matter how hard you're working, your feet will stay cool, dry, and comfortable, never sweaty. And Bombas socks are just really good socks. They provide support in places you didn't even know you needed, like your arches. Each sock is built with a special arch support system that's supportive, but not too tight. Kind of like a nice hug, but on your foot, a foot hug. And constantly pausing your treadmill to adjust twisted, bunched-up socks is enough to make anyone ready to quit. That's why Bombas are designed with left-right contouring and a Y-stitched heel, so they stay perfectly in place. And you ever notice that annoying toe seam most socks have along the toe, that little ridge on top? Bombas socks myself a lot of the time. And I recently,